Hi, I'm Chris Bath, and here we are at Bird Nerds, a Russ farm in the Lower Hunter Valley. I live half the week here and I live half the week in Sydney. So my beekeeping experience started because a great friend of mine, Johanna Griggs, basically ordered me to do a beekeeping course with her. You'll get to meet Jo. She's a little bit bossy. So off we went to a beekeeping course, a 2-day course where we learnt to look after bees. I had no idea how it was done and was absolutely terrified when they first opened the bee box and the bees came out and we were in suits and protected. The urge to swat was enormous because all I'd ever done with small insects was swat them away, and suddenly I'm surrounded by them. The beginning of beekeeping is one of the most memorable parts, and sort of the end result as well. They're kind of tied for most memorable part of beekeeping. Today was a pretty exciting day because it was the official harvest day. Unofficially, I may have taken a small jar just a few months ago because I was really curious. Today was the harvest, the mega harvest. We had Cedar here who invented the flow hive. The appeal of getting a flow hive is that it's pretty user-friendly. Being able to observe them, because watching them is half the joy of beekeeping, and B, the ease of actually getting honey out. I think getting a frame out and spinning it the traditional way is fantastic. There's nothing wrong with that. But for somebody like me who's really time poor, the fact that you literally put a lever in the top and a tube in the bottom and the honey comes out and then you close it off and then the bees start again is fantastic. To feed the bees, I've learnt more about the local ecology, I've learnt more about the local botany, I've learnt what's going to be in flower when. And then I consciously leave things that have gone to seed or in flower in the garden for the bees, where normally you'd rip it out because they're no longer productive. There aren't a lot of winter flowering things here, so I've planted a whole range of winter flowering gums, things like forest red gums, mugger ironbarks. Really looking forward to see in the coming years what that winter flowering honey tastes like, because that's going to be different again. It's just the joy of honey goes on and on and on. And this is the thing about beekeeping. You've got fascinating bees, you've got fascinating flavours, amazing results that are going to change from season to season, from year to year. I think my favourite part about beekeeping is you're just always learning something, and I think it's whether it's watching the bees and realising what fascinating creatures they are, and the hierarchy that exists within the bee world and the very strict division of labour. But then a growing awareness of what is actually growing in your backyard. I think if you could introduce your kids to beekeeping, it'd be amazing. You know, I think kids would be endlessly fascinated by what bees do, and the fact that there's a honey reward at the end of it. Like, seriously, just go and do a bee course. It doesn't take very long, and just get started. You can do it in a suburban backyard, you can do it somewhere like this. It will be one of the most fascinating, rewarding things you've ever done.